gentle and kind sirs. Welcome to the saga that I call my life. Today's mission is to look at the m175. This is RO number 15. This gentleman, let's see here, let's look at the note. Bought this in 1983, 1984, something like that he says. So, he just wants me to go over and make sure it's all good. And then he needs a little power supply to run it off of. The only thing I take question with on the outside is this coax connector. That looks a little weak to me. But to change that coax connector, as you guys are going to see, is a little bit of work. It's okay. That's why I'm here. It's my job. My 9 to 5. Working 9 to 5. Baby, I don't give up your day job. Working 9 to 5. I don't look like Dolly Parton. Okay. Oh, the seals, the 7 seals have been broken. Oh yeah. This is a prime example of Vicks and theirs technology back in the day. It's black. Real silver. All right. Okay. The reason that changing this coax connector is such a nut buster is because we have to take this board out. There is no other way to do it. There are other techs that would take and fold this board down. They'll bend it down and get it out of the way. It's not right. If you're going to do one, you might as well do both of them. The other way to do this is we're going to cut the power wires anyhow, is undo these 2 screws and then very carefully take the whole back off, which is probably what we're going to do. I don't like to mess with this board any more than I absolutely have to. And I figured out a lot of years ago that it's much easier most of the time if you've got to change the transistor or change the relay, just take the board off, the back off. These traces that make up the connections on the front of this board are pubic hair thin. Pubic. Very, very skinny. Very, very, very light foil job. So you might be able to get all of that off without messing up something, but when you go to put it back on, you're going to end up messing up a trace. You always do. So, I mean, I like to go and I literally cut these rods that make the connection to the board. I'll come in here and go snip, snippy, snip, snip. And we're going to replace both of them because you got to drill these out. These are pop riveted on. And so then all you got to do is unsolder this tab connection and sneak around in here and unsolder that tab connection. And then you can take the whole back of this off. Then we'll take it over to the drill press and we can drill out these pop rivets and then we'll replace it with threaded hardware. And then we'll put Teflon connectors on it. But I can tell looking just at this that this doesn't have a problem with it anywhere. The camera just popped up and says your memory card is completely full. And it stopped recording me mid-sentence. So we're going to do the power wires anyhow. So we'll go ahead and we'll snip here and snip here. Remove this strain relief. And snip here, and we'll slide this off. Let's get the back done. The input attenuators are the other really big common thing that gets kind of scrubbed off is this here. Those up in here look like they're in immaculate shape. Usually these are a little bit discolored. It looks all right. This will be a quick turn and burn. Give me a minute. So it tells me 2 things when I look at the connector and I see it sitting like this from the outside. It tells me 2 things. One, the connector's effed off. Yeah. We all know that. We're looking here, by the way. It tells me we have a problem here. Check this out. There goes the phone. It can wait. That tells me that this pin has blown its way through. That is the biggest problem with using solid core wire from any connection on the outside of the box. Now this one here, the connector's okay. Let's look at the solder joint. Doesn't look too bad, does it? That's deceiving, isn't it? Yep. There's a reason we changed those out. So, pop ribbons drilled. Go back with some solder wick and we'll open these holes up and get them ready for something. Some solder wick and we'll go back and we'll open these holes up and get them ready to go. Gentlemen, we're back. Okay, so customer states to me that he's going to need a little bit bigger power supply. I said, well, brother, I got the deal of the century for you. He goes, yeah, what's that? And I said, well, I just happened to come across a bunch of these HP switchers. And I said, for $25, I'll throw one in on this repair deal. And he goes, what, really? I'm like, yep, 100 amp power supply. So we set this at about 15 volts, 15.2, which is perfect for this little guy. And he's all excited. What? I'm like, yeah, dude, you can run your whole radio, set up everything off this. Oh, really? Yep. Yeah, it's cool stuff, dude. Good stuff Maynard. So, power wire upgrade. Got the old spectrum analyzer fired up because sometimes people with these old messengers, they'll put their finger tippies in there, their dick beaters, and they'll touch this potentiometer over here. When they do that, they can make the watt meter go really far. But it's not all on frequencies, it's all over the place. So, amplifier off, power supply in. To the customer, you're going to need a power plug. It's a standard computer power plug. You can buy them for like $1.99 on Amazon. Okay, I'm going to send this, this with that. No power plug. No power plug. I went down to the Getting place today and they didn't have any more. I bought all of them, so can't help you out. All right, here we go. Let's get in here. This is a 1,000 watt slug and peak, 1,000 average, 5 watt slug and reverse back from the bird, 10,000 watt dummy load. And we're going to put this much drive into it. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. 28 watts peak power. That's it. That's all she wrote. This is our pass-through tune. Amplifier's off. Not teabag. Not the hottest girl at the prom. It's still not teabag. Not teabag at all. Here's our input tune, so I don't have to pan the camera up here again. 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1. Okay. Fairly decent input tune. We're gonna call that a win, you know what I'm saying? So let's pan back down here. So we're up on high. So let's start down here on low. 1 2, about 200 watts. 1 2, about 210, and on high. About 230. This is working just the way it should. Let's run back through that just in case you guys are watching on a phone. Here we are on high. 120, or pardon me, 220. 1 2. Medium. 1 2. And now low. 1 2. Go over here. Radio, low, medium, high. That's it. That is it. I cannot wait for you guys to see the nightmare that I'm going to jump into tomorrow. It's going to be for my friend Mario, Preacher Man. Don't really know why he did what he did. It just makes my job a little bit harder, what he decided to do, but it's okay. we're going to figure it out. It is time. It is time. It has come for the time, the christening, the placement of the L sticker. Gentlemen, I want to say big shout out to Siglant. Big shout out to MechMan. Oh, come on, fat fingers. It's the downside of having fingers the size of kielbasa sausages, man, I'm telling you. Big shout out to Bird, Coaxial Dynamics, all my Patreon supporters. I give thanks for you guys on the daily. I get up and I go, thank God for these guys. And a big shout out to every single one of you on YouTube for following along with this dog and pony talk show I've got going on over here. Be forewarned, I might be going on a road trip. And if that's the case, you know what that means. More interview material. I'll button this all up. Time to put this in a flat rate box. It's time for it to go home. RO number 15 is in the history books. I'll see you, gentlemen. Thank you, and click, click.